Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy G. Once again, we're starting our Zoom meeting every Tuesday and Thursday night. As I said before, every Tuesday night is going to be our training and our Q&A. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy G. Once again, we're starting our Zoom meeting every Tuesday and Thursday night. As I said before, every Tuesday night is going to be our training and our Q&A. Okay, so if you just came in, make sure you mute yourself. Make sure everybody's muted. Make sure you mute yourself. Don't mute yourself, I'll mute you for you. All right, cool. All right, so just so you guys know, there's a couple of things. Let me make sure I got everybody good. Okay, cool. All right, there's a couple of things I want to touch on prior to, let me message everybody real quick. Waiting room, please mute as you come in. Awesome. All right, so there's a couple of things I want to say before we really get going. Today's training is going to be called mindset. It's going to be on mindset. And the reason why I wanted to start out by starting with mindset is because it's almost like it's better to have someone join this business who's never been in any kind of business ever before, right? It's kind of like if you want to hire somebody on a job and you give them training on the job, right? You went to school, okay, cool, you went to school, but the training is on the job training. It's better that you never worked in that field when you join that new company, because a lot of times you come in with bad habits. And what I don't want to see anybody go through is coming in with preconceived notions and preconceived bad habits. Okay? So I want to start by saying, welcome. And we're going to try to maneuver through this completely different business model than any of us has ever seen. Some of us adapted quicker, but a lot of us aren't adapting very well. And I don't want to see you struggle when you don't have to, right? So we're going to start, because people are still coming in, we're going to start with mindset. What is your mindset? The mindset is how you maneuver through anything from a psychological, mental, and even spiritual approach, how you go through it. Now, I just made that up. You can Google it if you want. But your mindset is very crucial, especially in this business. John even said, I think he said, your attitude dictates your altitude, right? And he's right. He's right. Your attitude about what you're doing is paramount. And partly because John knows that This is something we've never seen. And the reason why he knows it's something we've never seen is because he's never seen it. And if he's never seen it, how are you going to see it? You can't, right? So keep in mind that we have to approach this with the eyes of a child. And here's what I mean. I don't mean not knowing anything at all and needing John or anybody else to walk you through the whole deal. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is approach this from the standpoint of I have no preconceived notions as to what I'm going to see. When I walk through this door, I have no preconceived notions of what I want to see. Let me give you an example. I made a video on my YouTube channel, and it was called, You're All Sharecroppers. And here's why. Most people know what the word sharecropper means, right? Most people in business are sharecroppers. John is the one that gave me the inspiration to make that YouTube video. If you work somebody else's land, you're a sharecropper. I mean, that's just the truth. If you work another person's business, you're a sharecropper. If you are an affiliate, distributor, agent, salesperson, laborer in anybody's business that's not your own, you don't have to fully own it, but you have to have some kind of vested interest, if you will, right? If you don't have that, you're working for somebody. So you got to change your mindset immediately. So here's how you change your mindset as you go through building your business, if that's what you've chosen to do. Stop working for people. Let me explain. Stop working for people. In other words, if you're accustomed to being in the MLM market, then you already know in order for somebody to join your team or your downline or your upline or your sideline or your whatever, you got to work for that. You got to convince them of what you have. You got to make them see that what you have is the greatest thing ever. And then they're going to call you 3 or 4 times a week. And they're basically making you work to get their business, right? That's not how this works. I have not, and everybody that's on my team that's on here now, they can attest to this. I have not recruited one person. Not one. And I've got 20 people that I personally brought to the company. I have not recruited one of them. Why? Because to recruit you means you're putting me to work. I don't work for you. I work for me. I work for my son and my wife. That's what I work for. I don't work for people I don't know, right? So if you reach out to me and say you want to join my business, right? Especially before all the owners are there, you saw information that I was posting simply because my mindset says, I want to get to 10,000 people as soon as possible. Because as soon as that happens, I don't have to work as hard as I already am. Because I'm already an owner. I became an owner on January 18th. I'll tell you what my mindset about this is so strong and so powerful, even when it's tested, and it has been in the last couple of days, my mindset has been honed so hard and so strong on something that I believe in, coming from being a professional musician who was raised in a church family house. who my mom and dad told me point blank with their own words, you will not be successful in the music business if you're not doing church music. Basically what they told me. Broke my heart, right? You working with the devil, right? That's what they told me. Can you imagine that coming from your parents when you're 18, 19 years old, right? You drop out of college to join a band, and then all of a sudden, whoo, right? So I've been honing my mindset for whatever I'm into and I'm on it. I'm coming in hot, right? So January 15th, I heard about this. January 18th, I paid $997 that I did not have. Now I've made it back because I went in hot. So when I started making videos, and over time, I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I do. And some of y'all do better than I do. So don't make it seem like I'm this guru, because I'm not. I've never had an inordinate amount of success in any online business, network marketing, MLM, none of that. I've never had a huge amount of success. But I know what I'm doing because I've been doing it and not winning for so long. I know when something winning is in front of me. Very clear on that. Please mute your phone as soon as you come in. So in essence, what I'm thinking here, hold on. Dorothy Ham, please mute your phone, please.
I'm trying to.
I'll mute you, no worries.
Okay, thank you.
Let me find you. Dorothy. There we go, mute. All right, so I'm real good at deflecting people trying to tell me what I'm doing is wrong, or why are you doing that, or any of that kind of stuff. So that's why I don't recruit. All I do, if I want to use a church phrase, is I'm sharing the gospel. That's all I'm doing. I'm spreading the gospel. You can't join anything better than this, period. Get in where you fit in. I am an owner. As an owner, you will not make me work for you. So if you got questions, go to my website. That's why I built a site with all that information in it, right? If you got more than 2 or 3 questions, if you got less than 2 or 3 questions, I'll answer them for you. But after you get into 4, 5, 6 questions and all of them starting to sound the same, you're trying to get me to work for you. You need to see this. And if you don't see it, that's cool. Let them who have eyes to see, let them see. What I say? Right? If you can see, you see it. If you can't, it's not my job to convince you of that. It's not my job. And I'm not trying to. And I'll tell you something else about mindset. Quiet your mind. Quiet it. Quiet it. Be still and know. Be still and know. You know what you know. The guy I won my Grammy with, Jimmy Vaughn, his mom, may she rest in peace, she used to say all the time about stuff. She would say, I don't know, Greg, I just know it in my knower. Woo, that's crazy. She's saying it's outside the purview of her mind, her brain, her heart, her gut. She knows it in her knower. That universal knowing. That's how I feel about what I'm doing right now. And if John and Cynthia find out tomorrow that this whole thing is a scam, that wouldn't mean that I didn't know what I know. It means they didn't know what they know. That's what that would mean. Because I'm going to give my all to this because I see it as the future of not just my life, but my wife's life if I go before her. My son's life, right? I'm planting a tree in Yereq that I may never live to see shade. I want you to grab that. I'm planting a tree right now that I may never see the shade of. I may never see the shade. You know, somebody coming in with the iPhone deal again. So let me be clear, crystal clear. Get your mind out of all of these distractions. I'm not telling you that if you're in 4 other different kinds of MLMs and SUSUs and all that, that's cool. That's cool. But when it comes to this right here, this is different than anything you know. This is different than anything you've ever seen. Why? Because A, it is not an MLM. That's first. It is not an MLM. It's a renewable, write this down if you get a pen, write it down. Prince told me one time, unless you're a genius like me, you might want to write this down, G. That's what he told me. Of course, I wanted to punch him, but I didn't. So write this down. We are a renewable energy conglomerate. Google the word conglomerate. We're not just a renewable energy company. John and Cynthia are being very, very, modest when they say that. Look up what the word conglomerate means. I'll do it for you. I'll do the work so you don't have to. You guys make me work already. Definition of conglomerate. Oh. Conglomerate, a number of different things or parts that are put or grouped together to form a whole, but remain distinct entities. I'm gonna start running this like a church. I'm gonna say, Jonica, conglomerate, read. And she's gonna be like, conglomerate is a number of different things. A number of different things. Go ahead, read. It's gonna be like that. Can y'all tell what church I was in? So anyway, yeah, I mean, it's a number of different things grouped together to form a entity, but all different entities. Our cars are not called the Yereq Geo car. They're aliens. That's a brand. Our routers aren't called the Yereq router. They're called Pegasus, the flying horse. Look up the word Pegasus. You guys got to start looking into what you're dealing with here. Aliens. Get abducted. Woo! Is that hot? Come on now. The logo is just, I can see myself standing in front of my Terminator doing like this. Aliens get abducted. Have you seen an alien lately? Look at how big that is, just marketing alone. You got to do some Google searching to find out what Tesla means. Not to mention the actual person, Tesla, didn't deal in electric cars with a battery. He dealt with energy coming from the ether. He got a fake name, let alone a fake car. His car is done. I'm telling you guys, go in hot. Get your mind right. Get your mind right. Get your mind set. Set your mind, in other words. Set your mind. Because this is bigger than you know. It's bigger than John and Cynthia know. When John said, and I won't quote, I'll paraphrase. When John said, in a meeting, he was asked, what is your goal? John said, my goal is to create 10,000 millionaires. I don't know what y'all know about Texas dudes, but if a Texas dude tell you, I'm gonna walk up here for about a half a mile, he actually gonna walk about 1.5 miles. He just wants you to think he gonna short step it. If he say, I'm gonna help you out today, he really gonna help you out a couple of days. He just don't want to overpromise. And John did not say he's gonna create 10,000 millionaires if he didn't think he could do it easily. Because if he had to do it hard, then what is he doing? He's working for us. He don't want to work for us no more than I want to work for him. Get your mind right. Get out of the field and come on in the house. I see David shaking her head. Get out of the field. Come on in this house. Right? Most of us who are accustomed to MLMs, network marketing companies, stuff like that, we're used to being in the field. What do they tell you if you're good at what you do at a company? Oh, you're an expert in your field. The only problem is they put "your" in that sentence instead of what they really want to say is, you're an expert in my field. Get your mind right. This ain't Mr. Gilmore's property. This is your property. Right? You're an owner now. You may not understand what that's like, but part of understanding that is not just what you're going to make every month as a dividend. Part of what you can learn from being an owner is you don't work for people. So quit begging people to get in this. Quit sending people all kind of stuff that they asking you for to just get in when they spend $500 to flip some crazy susu. Don't let people suck you into work. Don't let people work you. You got to get your mind right for that. And choose wisely. Choose wisely. And I'll tell you what I'm talking about, but I'm not particularly talking about a particular thing that you will be choosing. Choose your friends wisely. Choose your ownership partners wisely. Choose the time you spend wisely. Choose wisely. Because the difference between an MLM and this is night and day. Oh no, you don't get to come in with, hold on, let me see. Put your real name in, please. Or you won't be entered. Thanks. Especially when you come in 20 minutes late. Be an owner, guys. Owners don't show up late to meetings. Owners show up early so they make you look bad when you show up late. Right? How many of you guys work for a corporation? You've worked for a business. Right? The owner's there long before you get there. Sometimes look like, how could he be here so early? What, does he sleep here? Sometimes. Right? But they do that for a reason. They're trying to create a habit in you. And there's another saying that my uncle used to say all the time, because my uncle used to work for a sanitation company. Now, I'm not saying he worked in the office. He was in the field. He was riding on the back of the garbage truck. He went to work in a suit every single day until he became upper management in that company. His first day as a garbage man, he wore a suit, got to work, changed into his work clothes in the locker room, and got on the back of that truck. And he used to say all the time, nephew, dress for the job you want, not the job you got. In other words, act like you've been there. Deion Sanders said, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. And if you play good, they pay good. Everybody who's ever seen me do a Zoom knows, or seen me do a video on YouTube or Facebook, knows I'm usually wearing a hoodie, skull cap, but I'm running a Zoom with 62 participants. I've never had a Zoom that had this many people in it before. I've never done a Zoom before. But act like you've been there. Get your mind right. All right? So with that said, we got killer people in here. My ace dog, my running buddy, who I've never physically met, and I would give her a kidney right now if she needed one. Jonica Locke is on here tonight. Also, Dana Johnson is on here tonight. The beautiful Jamaican-born woman from the great country of the United Kingdom, who now lives in the United States, who has a wonderful voice. I love her voice. She's on here. They're the only two people other than me you're going to hear talking on here tonight. So right now, we're going to do a Q&A. I'm going to try to get you guys out of here by 8:30. It's 5 minutes to go. Jonica, would you unmute yourself, please, and ask these questions? And don't forget, every Tuesday, make sure you write your questions down and email them to, I'm going to put them in the put it in the chat to everyone. Email questions. Email Tuesday night questions to YGEpowerteam@gmail.com. Got it? Good. Email your Tuesday night questions to YGEpowerteam.com. Tonight, I didn't want to give any particular techniques and business stuff like I normally do when I'm talking about tools, things like that, because what I wanted to do tonight, is get your mind right first. Attempt to get you in the mode of getting your mind right. Got it? All right. So hold on a second. Someone tell me this. Jonica telling me she can't unmute herself. Probably. Hold on. I know my girl. Unmute me. Okay, hold on. Okay. Ask you unmute. All right. Chaz,
Okay.
yourself, please.
I'm good.
All right, you're good. All right. So Jonica, how many questions do you have? Because what Jonica did, which is super smart, she said, I'm going to take all the questions, and since a vast majority of those questions will all be basically the same things, I'm going to condense them. So if there's 10 people asking the same question, I'm going to ask that one question once, right? And we're going to get our answers. If I don't have the answer, I'm going to go to Dana, because Dana does, right? But since I talk to Dana all the time, I probably got the answer too. So go ahead. What's the first question?
Okay, the first question is, where are we in the numbers for the owners? What number are we on?
Great question. Actually, it's a dumb question because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What I don't understand. Another thing, guys, some of y'all gonna be like, I don't want to be on his call because he talk crazy. He want to fight too much or something. I don't know what they'll say. But my thing is this. I don't care how many numbers are there. I just know. It's like, I remember doing a gig. I always sound like I'm name dropping, but I was doing a gig one time with a guy named Bobby Vandell on drums. And Bobby used to play with Alex O'Neill and he used to play with Jesse Johnson. And in that band was me and Jelly Bean Johnson from the time. And Jelly Bean wasn't there that night. And I get there and I say, Bobby, where's Jelly Bean? I don't know where the hell he is. I just know where he ain't. Right? So what that means is this. It doesn't matter how many we have. Until they say we've hit it, keep doing what you do. Because what you don't want to do is get in the mindset of thinking, oh, well, we got time. It could be done in the next 10 minutes. Literally. The last number I heard was on Sunday. And they said, I think they said 8,700.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
8,700. That's only 300 people. If everybody on here, how many we got? 62? If everybody on here brought 10 people tonight, a percentage of those people you brought tonight wouldn't be able to be owners. They'd be distributors. John says this all the time. You want that number to hit 10,000 quick? Go put 10 people in a day. Because you're an owner. It's your job to get us to 10,000. Yours and mine. And Jim's and Ched's and Dorothy Ham and Beverly Labors and Jonica Locke. All of us, those are the people I can see. I'm not calling you out. Those are the people I can see. What's the next question?
Okay, the next question is, I've sent several emails to support and genealogy to for my downline or for the people on my team, and I still haven't seen them. And this is 2 to 3 weeks ago. What can I do next?
Nothing. Because you're not supposed to resend the emails. Once you've sent your emails, set it and forget it. It's kind of like having that obsession that my wife has for putting a letter in a big old blue mailbox. She gets weird about putting it in. Well, what if it don't? And did I put enough stamp? Would you drop the letter? Okay. Don't. I'm going to be entertaining if nothing else, guys. There's nothing more to do, because what we're talking about is, okay, put in your mind, we are at the beginning of Amazon. Think about what Amazon looked like 10 years ago, right? They did not have it all figured out. They did not have it all together. But now, anything you buy, literally anything you want to own, you can get it on Amazon and have it dropped off in your front door, including cars, trucks, bicycles, motorcycles, everything. You can buy a house on Amazon. It's a well-oiled machine. Right now, we're not a well-oiled machine yet. And part of it, and I can make my own critique, if you will. John and Cynthia's mind is so big and vast in where they see this. I would have started with EV chargers and that'd have been it. I would have said, okay, I got an EV charging company. Y'all want to join with us? It's going to be $7 trillion and blah, blah, blah. They put all those pieces in play because they already have the blueprint ready. Have y'all seen all these cars that we got? All these aliens? I'm about to get abducted. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm about to get abducted. But you can't have that in place this close unless you got some clerical, because all you're really talking about is detail. Right? Prince, another thing, Prince used to say to me all the time, gee, I want you to go do blah, blah, blah. And I would say, well, what about, he was like, that's details. I don't want to hear the details. I own the company, right? You figure the details out, right? You've done all you can do. You've gone to support. You send it to the right place. Now just sit back and let it do what it do. Because 2 or 3 weeks ain't that much time, considering you're in a company that's going to be around for probably 20, 30 years, and you're going to be a multimillionaire in a matter of 36 months maximum. Now, that's no income claim, but I'm just saying that's what's going down, right? So what's next?
All right, next is there a brochure or digital pamphlet for the various EV charging stations that include pricing?
To that, I do not know.
And the reason being, I'm like myself and 3 people that sent this question in. They've been reaching out to Autel, and River Brown is our representative for Yereq, who was supposed to have done the Zoom for Autel, and we never got it done. He's hard to get in contact with. He's not returning emails, not returning calls. So what do we do about that?
Okay. River is one person trying to deal with probably like 3,000 people, right? I get it. I get it. But I think, how do I want to put this? Because I'm not trying to, because just because it's not something I want, doesn't mean you shouldn't have it. I think if you have corporate clients and you're trying to grow a corporate client deal, trying to put that together, you need to have stuff in your arsenal. But as a sales guy, I like to sell people on concept and emotion, and then the details they get after they're ready to close. Because what I don't want you guys to do is jump out with all these pamphlets, come in like you walk into somebody's gas station. And you're like, hey, sir, Have you thought about getting EV charging? Yeah, I thought about it, what you got, right? And blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden you throw a bunch of pamphlets. The first thing that person is going to see is Autel. And when they see Autel, they're going to say, if they're smart business people, why would I give them the money when I can go straight to Autel? Right? As a sales guy, you do not want that to happen. So what you want to do is sell these people on the concept. But I'm going to tell you, some of y'all trying to get all kind of flyers and pamphlets and all kind of stuff to try to get somebody to be an owner. We're working for these people. Let me say that again. Stop working for these people. You are already an owner. They're trying to get like you. What was that song, Pharrell? All the trying to get like me. was that Pharrell? All right. Come on, man. Y'all owners. You're an owner of a multi-billion-dollar renewable energy conglomerate in a $7 trillion industry. You would have to sell vitamins for 50 years to get to $1 trillion worth of marketing. I'm not putting down vitamins. I take them every day. But what I'm saying is these industries combined don't equal this industry. And you are an owner. It's like, what's it like? It's like Steve Jobs came to you and said, look, if you pay $99 a month to help me promote my iPhone, I'm going to make you an owner and I'm going to give you 10 shares. If you pay $1,000, I'm going to give you 2,000 shares. Would you be complaining about 3 weeks if you knew where it was going to go? You don't have faith. That's all it is. If you're that worried about whether or not you get your questions answered in a timely fashion, you don't have faith in the process. And again, as far as those stuff, all those flyers and all that, when I used to sell cars, they gave me business cards. I said, I don't want them. You sure? We bought them for you for free. You may as well take them. I said, I'll take them, but I'm putting them in my drawer. I don't want business cards. Well, why? Because no matter how strong, no matter how the quality of the paper stock, no matter how wonderful this card is, I've never seen anybody get on top of this card, crank it up and drive it away. So in other words, that card gives you a reason to say, I'll talk to you tomorrow. No, you're buying the car for me today. And if you don't buy it for me today, you will never see me again because I'm going on vacation, bro. You can buy it from that guy over there. He'll give you a card because you're looking for an excuse to say no. Don't give people an excuse to say no. You own a, what did I say? Multi-billion-dollar renewable energy conglomerate in a $7 trillion industry that will be $432 trillion by 2035. Get out of here. I ain't gonna argue with you about nothing. Kick rocks. All right. Any more questions, Jonica?
Yeah, I have two more and I'll give them right to you. Regarding the Atlanta session coming up this weekend, do you have to register and is it for free? And then
sold out. It's sold out.
All right. The next question is, it's my understanding that it was my understanding on one of the Zooms, or did I hear wrong, that you could start making money off of the Pegasus router before you receive the router. Is this true?
Very true. And here's how it works. You get the Pegasus router because it's on pre-order right now, you order it. Boom, you pay the $500. Boom. The Pegasus router shows up when it shows up. In the meantime, they're going to send you an email. And that email is going to say, here's the app and here's the code. When you download the app and the code, then you start making money with your phone from that point on. Every time you use your phone, right? Either in your house or not in your house. It doesn't matter because it's connected. That app and that code is connected to that router before the router even shows up, before you even plug it in. Okay, so What's beautiful about that? And Dana told me about this the other day. I want to tell y'all, but I ain't gonna tell you. Okay. So when you plug that router, when you get the router, or before you get the router, you get the app, and you get to make money with the app. And then you send that app to everybody you know. Go on your phone list. I don't care if it's 9 million people. Send the same text to 9 million people. Hey, make money with your phone. It's free. Boom. Send them the link. Somebody call you and say, girl, what is this? Don't worry about it. Put it on your phone. It's free. And every time you use your phone, you're going to get paid. Cool? Cool. Now, before you go any further, Jonica, Dana, please tell them about the question I asked you yesterday, and you answered about when somebody gives that app to somebody else and they start making money with the app. What happens to the person who owns the router?
You are also making additional income through the router. So once you share it, they're making money, you're making money. So it do behoove you to share with everyone you come in contact with.
Say that again. Come on, say that again, Queen. One more time for me.
You make money, they make money. It'll behoove you to share with everyone.
More money, more money, more money. I can't, see, here's what y'all don't get. I'm so in, I'm out. I'm telling you right now, if you got fear, trepidation, if you, like my uncle used to also say, you scared, call the police. If you scared, call the police. Don't call me with no nonsense. If you scared, call the police. Because it ain't no reason to be afraid. What is the most anybody in this business has spent? $997. That's me. I spent that. Do you know how much money I throw away in the course of a month? My wife had to literally take my card, give me them cards, because I know you're going to be up in the middle of the night watching some crazy stuff and going to buy something, right? Give me them cards right now. Give me here. Hand it over. Right? Because I throw money away. I'm a musician. It's a part of what I do. Plus my, and I'll admit it, my financial thermostat. We're going to talk about that next week. Let me write that down, make sure I do it. Next Tuesday, we're going to talk about financial thermostat. And what does that mean? Financial thermostat means everybody has a financial thermostat. We don't know who set it for us. It may have been our family. It may have been because we had a rough life, whatever. But everybody has a number of how much money you can make. And when you get to the point where you hit that number, you get too hot or you get too cold. You got to either turn down the heat or turn up the AC. So that in other words, you start throwing that money away so you can get back to where you're comfortable, right? I'm comfortable at about 80 grand a year. Once I get to 80 grand, I'm like, oh, I got too much money. I'm making too much money. I got to throw some away fast. That's my whole life. My wife knows that. She said, give me them cards. Give them here. You just got a royalty check. You just got a royalty check for 40 grand for a song you wrote, right? You think for 1 minute I'm gonna let you sit 40 grand in your checking account? Give me that money. Hand that money over. I'll give you a weekly salary or something, whatever you need to get, right? We got to learn to lower that, get our thermostat temperature up, right? When you buy the router or when you sell the router, I sold 2 routers the other day. I still don't know who they are. Talk about support. I have no idea who those people are. One person bought 2 routers. I can only assume they own a business and they got, that's all I can assume, right? 2 routers. They have no idea that they're going to start making money immediately, and they have no idea for everybody that they send it out to, they're going to make money from that too. I like that kind of surprise. You get your little MasterCard, and all of a sudden your MasterCard starts stacking up dollars. Love it. Love it. Is there any other questions, Jonathan? No more questions. Awesome. Coach Dana, is there anything you want to say to close us out? I would like for you to give us the final words and benediction. Amen. Let me unmute you again. Sorry, hold on. There you go. There you go, Dana.
Wonderful. I thoroughly enjoyed your training, and I appreciate you taking the time out your schedule to share with us your insight. And it's mindset, right? There's no such thing as impossible. The word impossible is a lie, because inside of the word impossible, it says, I'm possible. So you are at the helm of your future. You determine where you will go. You will determine your altitude, right? And here at Yereq, you have such a phenomenal opportunity, something that has never been given to you before, and it will not come around again. So you want to make the best of it. So as we go out and we start holding our own Zoom calls and trainings, remember that you own it. Whatever you put out is what's going to come back to you. You can kill this vision of your own, because you're not going to kill mine, but you're going to kill your own before you get started, because of what you tell yourself, what you allow to come in. So guard your eye gates, guard your ear gates, and guard your mouth gates, and it will come. Success will come. This company is about to blow your mind even more. There's still more to come. You're in the right place at the right time. You are an owner. This is your company. So you do your best to protect the brand at all costs. Protect the brand. Thank you so much.
Ooh, you brought a word, Sister Missionary. You brought a word, right? Protect the brand. If you don't get nothing out of all that buffoonery I've said over the last hour, I want you to take one thing and take it home with you tonight. As an owner, your mindset should be set to the degree where you protect the brand. Protect the brand. Why? Because it's yours. Who cares about your own personal brand? The reason why most of you MLMers are so fired up about branding yourself, because you know you don't own nothing else but yourself. And the few little people that you drag with you to every MLM you end up in. Protect the brand, and the brand will protect you. Trust me on this. With that, thank you again, Jonica, my dog. Thank you, Coach Dana. I appreciate it. Love you, love. And everybody here, make sure you check, as Dana would say, make sure you put in your schedule that we will be every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. Every Tuesday will be the training and Q&A. Every Thursday will be opportunity call, but make sure you make the opportunity call, even though I know you've seen it 1,000 times. Make sure you make the opportunity call, because just like the ones with Cynthia and John, at the end, Coach Dana is going to give us corporate updates. So make sure you show up. I'm going to make sure the presentation is super short, so then we can get to Dana, so we can all be jumping up and down every time she says something cool. So we're going to get out of here. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for participating in my first Zoom. I hope I wasn't too stupid. And with that said, look at Jonathan. But I hope I was cool. I hope I was entertaining at the very least. And look, until Thursday, as always imparting. Peace.